Good afternoon. This is Debbie Brutt, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I'm hopping on here in Nana's Stamp Room to show you a diagonal easel card. These are so fast and easy that I thought I would show you how to make one today. I even got on here pretty straight. That's kind of unusual for me. So this is what it would look like when it was laying down. If you're here, I would love you to comment so I can know that you are joining me. And this is the inside. Isn't this is the Everyday Skies DSP. It comes in a 6x6 pieces. So this is the back to this. I just used 2 sheets of the same design because I just thought it went so well together. And today I'm going to show you this one, and then I have one where I'm going to start from the very beginning and cut all the pieces so that you can see exactly how to do this. So I'm just going to wait another minute or two, oh, not even a minute, 30 seconds to see if anybody's going to join us, and then I'll get started. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 80 here in St. Robert, Missouri. I have to tell you that last Tuesday, it was very windy and it got down cold enough Tuesday night to snow. Not a lot, but to imagine that that tomorrow is going to be 82 is just how it is when you live here in Missouri, or when you live in South Carolina where I used to live. It's just, you never know what it's going to be. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to find my bone folder here. So we're going to start out with a piece that's cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then you're going to score it again from the top right corner to the score line. That's what's going to give us our easel. So I want to crease my cardstock good. Now we're going to take our DSP, and it was a whole piece. And it was 5 1/4 by 4. It was a whole piece, and I cut it from the right corner to the left corner so that it will fit in these areas. And you just want to kind of try it out maybe at first to see if it fits. It should fit exactly how this is scored. You're going to have a little bit of a border because you don't want to put any paper over the score line. So that's what you want to watch out for, because it's not going to want to, it'll bunch up when you try to fold it. So let me find my Stampin' Seal here. See, this time I'm going to change around. I'm going to put the sky on the outs, or the more picturesque on the outside, and then this piece is going to go on the inside. Actually, both pieces are so pretty, it's hard to pick which one you want to use. But that's how it is almost with all of our paper. You always have to be making that choice. I'm just trying to get an even border around there. And then we will do this one. I'm checking to see if anybody's on there, but I don't see anybody saying hi yet. So again, I want to kind of go with the same border on this one that I did with the bottom one. Maybe I should have used my mono adhesive glue so I could have time to move it. This was not lining up good here in the corner. So let's just see if we can get it to line up better. There we go. Well, I got a little crooked at the top, but now that I've smoothed it down, I can't change it. So we'll just have to go with it. And now on the inside, I'm going to put this piece, which, like I said, I'm going to have this side showing. Now, I'm thinking if you wanted to, I would put a piece of basic white on the back for my message and my signature and stuff, because you're really only going to have this little corner up here, and that's not very much room. So there we have that. Now we have, I used the deckled rectangles to cut out these designs. And you can have this be anything that you want, circle, square, you know, it's just up to you. And for the bottom piece, you probably would be, well, you could have a circle too, and a square. So let's get out our Night of Navy ink. And for time's sake, I'm just stamping the same words and picture that I stamped on that one. So I'm going to get this in the middle. Oh, I got a halo and these leaves did not get very good. So let's try again. I forget to watch for halos. It's because I'm pushing down too hard on the papers. Because usually, even if you get ink on the outside, if you don't push too hard, you won't get the halo. I was trying to be sure I had that leaf on that side inked. Okay, so that came out much nicer. Now, if I wanted to, I could take my Stampin' Blends maybe and use some Balmy Blue or something. Not Balmy Blue, but Old Olive or something to color the leaves in. But I'm just going to leave it as a sketch like that. And then I'm going... Notice how I saved paper by cutting this out of this frame. So I just need to put some adhesive here around this. And then I can fit this on here. There we go. So, what we want to remember when we put this piece on here is we only want to put glue on this bottom portion because we don't want it to lay flat. We want it to stand up. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here and put this right here on this side. And I'm only going to put adhesive at the bottom. Let me line this up again. This blue is the Azure Afternoon. So now that will look so pretty when we pop it up. I have a bow already made. You know, I need to tear some of this off. I was thinking about that earlier and I didn't do it. this glue dot. Look, you can tell I've been working with Night of Navy. It always gets on my fingers. I'm going to get the glue dot there. And I'm just going to kind of put this right there on this flower. And I'm going to trim the tails of my ribbon. There we go. Now we need to put our stopper on there. So again, I'm just going to use the Dearest Friend from the Thoughtful Wishes, where I got the flower from. And it must already be on a block somewhere. Here it is. Now this could be birthday, thinking of you, thank you. Whatever you'd like it to be when it comes time to nail it. Put a little adhesive on the back here. And glue that there. Now we're going to take some dimensionals, which I have right over here. And we're going to pop this up so that it will catch the corner of the front. So I'm going to put about 4, not that many, about 4 on here in different spots, just to be sure that it stays popped up. I'm going to remove the papers. And I'm going to place it right down here in the corner. And then it'll hold up. And there we're done. We just need some embellishments. So I didn't really have any. And see, you also have a piece left over for your envelope. I had some dimensionals out here. Now I've just got to find where they went when I moved everything to put the camera on. Here they are. So I didn't have any like Night of Navy, but I had this pretty blue here, and I think that looks pretty close to what the blue is in this paper. And I've never even opened these before, so it'll be nice to use them. They are called Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. Find my pick a tool. And I think I'm just going to put them up here in the corner. We're going to put one like this, and then 2 small ones. And there we have our card. Like I said, you could take a piece of basic white and put it on the back for your message and your signature. So now let's just start over so I can show you exactly how to cut that and score the DSP. So we'll make one more card and we'll start from scratch. Let me clean my stamp so when I get ready to stamp the greetings, I do not have Night of Navy on there. And there we go. Okay. So this is what I thought we could use for this one. It's the Bloom Impressions paper that maybe you got free with Celebration. So we're going to start with the black raspberry. Or Blackberry Bliss. I forgot what it's called now. It's Blackberry something. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/4 and get a 1/2 sheet of cardstock. Next, we're going to score it at 5 1/2, which is 1/2 of 11. And then we're going to take this side, which is going to end up to be our front, and we're going to place the corner in this slot right here, and we're going to place the fold line in the spot down here. Then we're going to take our scoring blade, which is the light gray one, and we're going to score a diamond shape. Oh, I kind of missed. No, I didn't. Okay, first I thought I missed, but I did not. And then we're going to cut, this is going to be our front. So we're going to cut that at, how do we think if this has directional? I think maybe the leaves are directional, not so much the flowers. So we're going to say this is, so we want to cut it like this at 4. And then we want to cut it like this at 5 1/4. I just had to think for a minute because my other paper wasn't so much directional. So now I have that. Oh, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to cut it just like we did the score the paper. We're going to take the right corner and put it up there and take the left bottom corner and put it down there. And we're going to be very careful that we see both points in this little slit in the cutter. And we wanted to cut it. So there we go. Now we have our 2 pieces for the front. And what else do we need? We need a piece for the inside, which this time we're going to use this is what's on this side of the paper, but we're going to use this for the inside. So we simply want to say this is 5 1/4, or we want to say this is 4, because there's no up or down, by 5 1/4. And that will be our inside. Now for our focal point and our greeting, I thought, why don't we try some squares instead of rectangles? So I got out my stylish shapes, and I think that we'll use this square. Well, let's see how that looks. If this looks too big when it stands up. No, I don't think it'll be any bigger than the rectangle was. So we'll say this big one for the focal point, and we're going to say this one, or maybe this one will work. Nope. So this one will work. This one will work for dearest friend. Only now we're not going to have a bigger one of this to fit behind it. So we will not layer this one this time. So I'm going to go cut this out of white, cut this out of flamingo pink. That Flirty Flamingo. That's what I decided to use as the background paper. Flirty Flamingo. And I'll cut this one out of white for that. Here's our flirty flamingo. Now I'm just going to, I have my piece of white right here. I need a piece of white to go on that square too, but I'll need the next smaller square. I used to bring my big shot over here so I could do it on the camera, but it shakes the camera so much then everything gets crooked and I'm starting all over again. So now I just run over there and do it on my other table. So now we have this as our focal point, and we have this for our greeting. We're going to set these aside. So these are the gems we're going to use. So let me find some Flirty Flamingo ink. And I'll stamp the greeting on here. Lots of times I like to stamp my greeting before I cut out the label, but we'll see if I can get this even with the label already cut. With no halos. Oh, that worked great. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flower here, and we're not going to be able to get all of it this time, but we'll be able to get some of it. I'm just going to try to center it left to right and not go off the top of the paper with it. I think I got it too far to the left. So you know what maybe I could do just to fill that in is stamp off. Stamp this again. And stamp off here on my glass mat. And add one over there. There, that kind of fills up the whole square. I'm going to have to clean that off because I know I'll stick my fingers in it. These little alcohol wipes are so great for the glass mat. They just make things disappear very quickly. Okay. So let's get ready now to put it all together. We have all our pieces. So we're going to fold our cardstock in half. And we're going to crease it. We're going to take our triangle pieces here, and this time I'm going to use my green glue to be sure that I can move it around a little bit when I'm trying to get it even. Maybe I will use some glue. There it comes. Did you see that? That's what likes to happen. It doesn't come and it doesn't come, and then a big glob comes. Okay, so we're going to... I had that folded the wrong way. You have to be sure that you have it folded the right way. You want a triangle on top, a triangle on the bottom. And we're going to get this centered in here. just like that. Then we're going to take this piece. I almost put glue on the wrong side. And then we have this piece. This is pretty, isn't it? Then we'll put this on the inside. This is just too busy for me on the inside. That's why I picked the other side, but when you're making your card, you can make them be however you would like. So I'm going to place this in here. Then I'm going to glue together my focal point. Then I want to be sure that I always forget to say you could crease that too if you wanted to. It's really never going to lay flat when you make it, when you get the card finished. So now I only want to put glue again just at the bottom. There must be a squirrel or something in the backyard. He tells them off all the time. I can put a little bit over here. Let's see what that's going to look like. Oh, that will look great. And then we're just going to take our greeting and we're going to find the dimensionals. We'll get some more dimensionals out. And we will put some on here. So we're going to put this right down here at the bottom. And it will hold up our greeting. As you can see, just the one tip of this is holding it up, but it's enough to hold it up there. So now we can decide where we want to put some. I don't really have any flirty flamingo ribbon or blackberry bliss ribbon. So I do have some white that I could add a bow, but I'm thinking since I stamped so many flowers, I kind of filled that in well enough that I don't have to put a bow up there. We'll just skip the bow on this one. But I do have some of these sequins. And these bottom ones here, over here in this corner, look kind of pinkish purple, so we're going to use those. These do. And we're just going to pop them right off onto the floor. Nope, I caught it. Excuse my fingers for being so blue from the night of navy. That ink pad is very juicy. So there's one there. One here. And these go really well with this Blackberry Bliss. And we'll put one up here with our flowers. If we can get it to come off. See how I got stuck up here on these now? We'll maybe put it down here in this corner. Well, we're going to put it up here because maybe we will put like a... I should have stamped some more over here. But that's okay. I can't stamp anymore now. I'll get it on the card and everything. So I know I could get the, what I think I'll probably do is get my butterflies, dies, and cut this little butterfly and put it here in this corner. That will help hide how I didn't reach all the way to the bottom there. There's lots of ways that you can hide little mistakes that you make with your cards. Sometimes that's the fun of going to a class where there's other people there, because then you have more minds thinking of how you can fix that little mistake that you made. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. And I had a great time showing you how to make a card. And I hope you'll join me for my next Make a Card with me. Have a great afternoon or evening. Bye.